Hello, Yoel Molina. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to a little bit of my podcast, my show. I try to give a little bit of wisdom about how business attorneys can help small businesses grow, sustain, achieve all their dreams and goals with a little bit of push and help from someone like myself. Before I continue, I'll ask you a big favor. Please follow, subscribe, like, share, do everything so you can be aware when the show comes up with a new podcast with a new information, new episodes, so you can always be at the cutting edge, if you will, of everything you need to know to run a more successful and an abundant business. Again, my name is Yoel Molina. If I can ever be of help, you can reach me at yoelmolina.com. That's Yoel with a Y.com. We can also reach us at admin at molawoffice.com. I'm here today to assist you in learning a little bit about a new interest rate cuts and how it can assist you in your business and all your entrepreneur dreams, how it can help you grow and expand and do more with less. So we'll dive right into it. But first, of course, I want to answer for those of you that may not be aware is that what are the federal interest rate cuts? I mean, in the U.S. and in many countries, there is a process where at a national level, here's the Federal Reserve and its agents, where they manage the interest rates at a level. These interest rates are what are used in for determining what interest rate, generally speaking, you will pay to buy a car, to buy a house, for credit cards, and other similar things. The lower that interest rate is set, the cheaper it is for you to borrow money. The cheaper it is for you to use money for strategic purposes to grow your business and whatnot. This is keeping track of the federal interest rate is what economists and investors, entrepreneurs, CEOs keep an eye on, because with that in mind, they can make strategic decisions, they can make strategic evaluations, and move forward with understanding how much capital they have access to. The lower the interest rate, in theory, more money they can borrow, and the cheaper it is to borrow that money. Each case is different, but that's generally how it works. But in the aspect of business, interest rate can help in many different fashions, can help in many different ways. And we're going to go right into it right now and explain about 5 different ways in particular how you can take advantage of these new interest rates. The first one, which I think I already kind of indicated and spoke a little bit about, is when you borrow money for business purposes, that money is now cheaper. Interest rates, if they go down, if you're borrowing or getting a business credit card, a line of credit, or any other type of lending from a bank related to your business, you can save thousands of dollars a year, if not more, depending on the size of the loan, depending on the size of the interest rate cut. Half a point or so or more can make a big difference to how much you're going to pay over a long haul. Number 2, if you have pending debt, now's a great time to go refinance it. By refinancing that debt, you are now in a position to free up capital. You're paying less in theory over the life of the loan. You're paying less every month when you make your monthly payments. And you can use those savings either to boost up your reserves or to go out into the marketplace and grow your business with strategic maneuvers that you may have in mind. With lower interest rates, you may now also have an eye on expansion. You may now be able to afford to open up additional location, bring on new employees. You may be able to acquire new business, acquire new machinery. These new interest rates can open up the doors for all type of strategic development that can allow you to be a much bigger business than what you were yesterday. 6 months from now, a year from now, your company can be in a totally different position. And it's something that if you are paying attention and working on it, you can use to your advantage. Number 4, with lower interest rates, you can address cash flow issues. You can make sure that your capital and the capital that you're using to run your business comes at a cheaper rate, and can help you with expenses that you may have a short-term cash crunch, with things such as payroll, inventory, or even emergency repairs. So keep this in mind when you are considering or dealing with cash flow issues. Now, this may be a viable option where in the past it may not have been to. Finding that credit, that line of credit, that credit card, that bank loan to assist with these type of things. And a 5th and final point that we're going to discuss is if your business model, at all involves real estate investment. Let's say that you need warehousing, you need a building, you need land, you need any type of a space for the purpose of your business. You may be a real estate investor, a real estate entrepreneur. These new interest rates are now going to be a great way for you to go into the marketplace and be competitive with other individuals, depending on the package that you bring to the table. So keep this in mind. But now, you have these opportunities, you have these understanding of how you can go there. But now, who's going to be watching your back? You need someone like myself, a business attorney, to watch your back and make sure you understand everything that's going on as you go out into the marketplace. Loan agreement and contracts, for instance, you have to be careful what you sign and what you're obligating yourself to. You have to understand the fine print. You have to understand issues regarding collateral, penalties, termination. If the collateral can be situation where collateral can be used to satisfy the loan. What are your rights in this situation? If something were to come up, you may have to reassess what's going on. How will the contract be resolved? What are your rights to resolve it if there's ever a dispute? Loan agreements and contracts in this context, you need to have someone review the agreement and make sure you know what you're signing. When you're refinancing, you may need help in negotiating your debt. You may not know all of your rights and your abilities, not to mention you may not be aware of the leverage you may or may not have when renegotiating. In this new marketplace with lower interest rates, believe it or not, these lenders are now battling for your business. They want to lend you money, and they know that you have options. Now may be a great time to go out there and refinance, but you have to understand, you have to know how to refinance and know what you're getting yourself into. As you expand your business or think about expanding your business, there may be a lot of contracts you need to understand, whether it has to do with lease obligations, zoning laws, contracts that are put in place regarding the acquisition of equipment. You need to understand what is your obligation. And oftentimes it can sound like a foreign language. They're going to have an attorney on their side protecting them. If you don't, you're going to be at a disadvantage. You need an attorney to help you understand the risk that you're going into. Even in an environment presumably of low risk because of low interest rates, you still have to understand what risk you are getting yourself into. You still have to understand how things operate and what you're getting yourself into in terms of obligations, personal guarantees, and other similar things that you may not be fully understanding. A lot of individuals oftentimes get into these agreements and they fully forget or don't appreciate what a personal guarantee may be. And a personal guarantee basically means that if your company can't pay, you will personally pay. And by that, you means that you and your assets, your cars, your home, your motorcycles, your toys, your bank accounts can be used to satisfy the debt of the company if the company cannot repay, right? This is the type of risk management that you need to be aware of, and you need someone like myself to assist you. There's going to be compliance and regulations that you have to abide by, depending on your industry, whether it be industry regulation, local, state, federal. You have to make sure that your agreements and your contracts are in compliance with all of those obligations and compliance issues. Otherwise, you could put yourself in a position, you could put yourself in a position where you are now going to be basically exposing yourself to fines and penalties for not being compliant with the law, simply because you didn't take the moment to hire and speak to an attorney like myself. In the case of using these lower interest rates to go onto the marketplace and acquire businesses and assets, you need someone to assist you with due diligence. Due diligence basically means doing the investigation, looking under the hood and making sure that you know what you're buying, making sure that you are not buying a dud, that you're not buying a lemon, whether it be a property, an asset of a company, IP of a company. Whatever you're buying from another company, you're exposing yourself to buying a lemon if you do not make sure that due diligence is done to make sure what are the risks. The people on the other side, even the good ones, don't always expose and share the risk you're getting into. In fact, they're going to expect you to do that and hire an attorney and do it for yourself. Can't complain after the fact if they sold you a dud. And if you're selling a business, you need to make sure that you put your business in position to be attractive to buyers. Not only is this a good time to buy, but maybe a good time to sell. But if your legal compliance on your end as a seller is out of whack, it's going to be a hard time finding anybody to buy it. They're going to feel uncomfortable. The more confusing it is, the less likely they're going to buy it. So these are some of the things that like a lot of business attorneys can provide: guidance, help, education, and basically a sense of security that now in this new landscape, this new chapter in the U.S. economy, when you go out there and take advantage of these interest rates to grow your business and reach your dreams and goals, that you don't put yourself in a bad position simply because you failed to get the right counsel. If you need help with anything that was shared here today, if you have any questions about anything we shared here today, contact, again, my office, yoelmolina.com. That's Yoel with a Y, 305-548-5020, option 1, or email at admin, ADMIN, at lawoffice.com. I look forward to hearing from you. And again, please like, subscribe, share, follow, and that way you'll always get the latest content from us. Thanks so much. Looking forward to hearing from you.